see the title, you see the thumbnail, you know what I'm about to talk about. So let's get into it. Nothing is impossible. At first, it sounds like a crazy statement, but if you really think about it, is it? About 100 years ago, marathon runners used to believe that it was impossible to run below a 4 minute mile until one man did it. Once one man did it, hundreds of other men did it. So people thought that a simple task, well, let me not say simple, but a task that was clearly achievable was impossible simply because no one had did it before. But once one man broke the 4 minute mile, hundreds in the following year broke the 4 minute mile. What I'm trying to tell you is that things that are said to be impossible just have not been achieved yet. We used to believe that humans can never fly. I mean, we don't have wings, we don't have superpowers. How could we fly? That's what they used to think. Until some man said, well, we can build a fucking plane and then we'll fly. Or we could build a rocket ship and we could go to space. What a man thinks is impossible is simply a self-limiting belief, because anything is achievable with enough time and enough dedication. I'm talking about if you think you can't go into the ocean thousands of feet below in the ocean, build a submarine. If you think you can't talk to somebody across the world, build a phone, add FaceTime to it. Literally. Eventually, we think time travel is impossible. Bro, we just don't have the technology to do it yet. I guarantee within the future, it will be possible. We might even see it in our lifetime if there's somebody that's crazy enough to pursue it and try to figure it out. Oftentimes, the things that we think are impossible are our own limitations. They're our own limitations, okay? You might think it's impossible to get that high paying job. You might think it's impossible to go talk to that girl or that guy you really want to talk to. But is it really, or is it all in your head? If someone else did it, you 100% can do it. That's a fact. But even if someone else didn't do it yet, you can be the first one to do it and show other people it's possible. The mere fact that we are on planet Earth, on a spinning ball in the middle of space, shouldn't be possible, but yet it is. And you're here, sitting here, listening to me talk, which another thing shouldn't be possible because you're nowhere close to me. You're probably hundreds of miles away, maybe thousands of miles, and yet we're here connecting. Before I started creating content, there were times in my life where I didn't believe it was possible for me to make money online. I don't know why I thought that, because I had plenty of examples that it was possible, but I still had that self-limiting belief. Like, man, I just don't got the personality for it. Man, I just am not smart enough to figure out how to do it. Man, it's just not for me. But once I removed that self-limiting belief, the path to achieving that goal that used to be impossible became so clear. I realized all I had to do was be consistent. I realized all I had to do was diversify what platforms I was on. I realized all I had to do was add value to people's lives, and then I would get views. I mean, it wasn't really rocket science, but in my head, I didn't think it was possible. Sometimes your brain can trick you. It can tell you things aren't possible that are. But you have to know deep down in your gut that anything a man can think of, he can achieve. You just must believe. And I know that shit sounds mad corny, but it's fucking true. Identify your self-limiting beliefs. What are the things that you think are highly unlikely? What are the things you think are unrealistic? What are the things you think are impossible, but yet you still want to do? Like, find out what those things are and then say, well, if it was possible, if it was likely, if it was realistic, how would I go about achieving that goal? How would I go about getting that thing? How would I go about getting to that point in my life? And then pursue that plan. Pursue that plan that you created with the mindset of this thing is possible. And see where it takes you. Maybe you fail. Maybe you don't achieve it. But you don't know until you try. You don't know until you believe that it's possible and then attempt to achieve it. When you start to remove the word impossible from your vocabulary, you realize that the possibilities of life are actually endless, and that you can do anything that you think of. Just with hard work, with time, with persistence, with proper planning and execution, it is possible. So the next time you want to believe something is impossible, stop for a second and think about it, because maybe, just maybe, it is. That's all I got for y'all today, man. Y'all stay blessed. Y'all have a good one.